Bine ați venit la un episod din Horizon Forbidden West. Hai să continuăm data trecută, am rămas aici și hai să vedem ce este la suprafață.
Get back up top and deal with that other specter. Just hope Aaron stays in cover.
Mi se pare wow că chiar putem să facem ceva contra ăștia. Adică wow. Noi care suntem ani în urmă cu orice fel de tehnologie.
Aaron!
Wow.
And the Spectre's dug its heels in. It's got me pinned down.
Hang tight, I'm almost there.
Just hurry.
Okay then.
That doesn't sound good. I gotta get to Aaron. Aaron, I'm here.
Watch out. That thing's shooting down the center.
Stay put. I'll see what I can do.
Second you need me.
It's coming down heavy. Spectre's not budging from that spot. I might be able to sneak up on it if I stay out of its line of fire. It's got some coverage. I need to sneak around behind it. Don't fight if I take that thing head on. A heavy weapon. That could help. Come on. Get down! I'm trying to move!
It's done. Aloy, she's... Look, I swear I'm not drunk, but right now I'm seeing double.
Long story, but it'll have to wait.
She needs a healer, but we need to get her back to the base immediately.
Right. Yeah. Well, what are we waiting for then?
You two go on ahead. I need to take another look at that weapon. If I can figure out how that thing works, maybe the Zeniths won't be so invincible after all. No. Damn it. Well, it's better than nothing. I need to get the weapon fragment to Gaia to analyze. If we can replicate it, maybe we'll have a way to defeat the Zeniths. I should check on the clone, too. Varl, where's our guest?
We're in the maintenance corridor below the control room.
Okay.
Aloy! Glad you made it back. She panicked after waking up and stumbled down here. I thought it best to wait for you.
I'll talk to her. Hello? It's Beta, right? My name's Aloy. What's wrong? Is it your injury?
Simulacrum withdrawal syndrome.
I don't understand.
Sudden removal of a neurologically integrated data device. The brain, especially the cerebellum, goes into a kind of sensory freefall. Everything real feels unreal. Distant.
Is there anything that can help?
Do you have a focus to spare? It's primitive, but I can make it work.
Yeah.
Booting up. So, Aloy, I suppose you want information.
About you and the Zeniths? Yeah. Why are they here? What do they want? How did they get you? But let's start at the beginning. I'm guessing they faked the destruction of their ship 1,000 years ago?
That seems consistent with their behavior. They wouldn't want to be followed.
So far, Zenith established a colony world after all.
Yes, for a few hundred years, but it didn't last. Some sort of natural disaster rendered it uninhabitable.
Okay, so the descendants of Far Zenith escaped a dying planet, and now they want to claim Earth for themselves?
Not their descendants.
What?
Not their descendants. It's them. The same ones who left Earth 1,000 years ago. You didn't know?
How can they still be alive? They don't even look... What do they do to themselves?
I believe it's a combination of pharmaceutical, cellular treatments, and technological implants.
And you? Does that mean that you're...
I'm not like them. I was made. On the way to Earth. On the ship. I spent years studying in my training interface, all so that I could serve my function.
Access and control of the terraforming system. But why? What do the Zeniths want with it?
When I discovered the Zero Dawn system had disseminated into its subcomponents, I thought my purpose was to fix it. But I don't think the Zeniths want that at all. I think they want to wipe Earth clean and start over.
So the Zeniths want to exterminate life on Earth. That's what Gaia and I concluded too. But why? Why kill everyone just to take over?
When they took me on missions with them, I saw how they butchered the tribal people we encountered. They didn't seem to care about a rejuvenated Earth, so I concluded that they must want a hard reboot of the system. Then they can redesign it to be exactly what they want.
Mass extinction for their own comfort? Who thinks like that? Well, without their Gaia kernel, they'll have a hard time doing that. The Zeniths needed Elizabeth's gene print to access Zero Dawn facilities. So they made you. Trained you. And you went along with it?
They told me I was born to interface with the Zero Dawn system. When we reached Earth, I pieced together what must have happened to Gaia and her subordinate functions. That's when I started to realize I wasn't meant to fix Gaia. That they must have made me so I could do what their remote extinction signal failed to do. Reboot Earth for their own benefit.
So you know about the extinction signal?
It was speculation, but the only logical conclusion why Gaia suddenly self-destructed after operating efficiently for centuries. Gaia would have only undertaken such a desperate course of action if it had detected a threat to life on Earth that was more dangerous than ceasing function altogether. I should have realized that she would also order the recreation of Elizabeth Sobek to rebuild her.
Yeah, well, surprise. So we're dealing with the same Far Zenith people who once lived on Earth. What else do you know about them?
They were some of the most affluent and powerful people on Earth. They controlled almost every major resource, every industry. Gerard commands them. He's the one who decided to set up a base. The others, Eric, Tilda, Verbena, they resent his authority over them, but in the end, they always do what he says.
Eric. He's the one I fought back in the Hades Proving Lab.
He enjoys hurting people.
Yeah, I know. You mentioned the Zenith set up a base here on Earth. Where is it?
Off the coast, I think. Whenever I had to go on missions, I was transported inside of a Spectre drone. I couldn't see anything outside. But I did overhear the Zeniths talking about it once. They were discussing setting up a perimeter energy shield to repel the local fauna. I'm certain they have other security measures. Spectre patrols, machine wars. It must be impregnable.
What's inside the base?
Launch facilities, so they can shuttle back and forth to their ship in orbit, plus infrastructure to gather materials and fabricate anything they need.
Are there more Zeniths than the ones you met?
I'm not sure. I suppose there must be more of them in the base or back on the ship. For all I know, there could be more of them out in space, other survivors of the colony.
You said the Zenith's colony in the Seria system was destroyed. What happened?
All I was ever told was that a natural disaster forced them to leave Sirius. I've speculated that it was an extrasolar object or a cataclysmic seismic event. Or maybe even an abnormally violent coronal mass ejection from Sirius A.
The Zeniths never told you any details.
They said the only thing that mattered was that they survived. First Earth, 1,000 years ago, and then Sirius.
Guess they survived old age, too. How did you escape the Zeniths?
Before the Hades Proving Lab, I never thought I'd get away from them. Even if I were to run. I'd never survive on my own in the wilds. But then I saw you. And I thought that maybe you could help me. So when the Zeniths pinpointed Eluthia's location in the biomedical research facility, I saw an opportunity.
You said you saw an opportunity to escape when you went to capture Eluthia. What did you do, exactly?
Whenever I was taken out on a mission to recover a subordinate function, only one of the Zeniths would go with me.
The one the rebels killed, outside the facility.
Baina's dead? How did they bypass her shield?
I'm looking into it. But you were talking about your escape?
Well, when it was time to use the Zenith's transmitter to send Eluthia back to base, I also sent the encrypted transmission. Then I distracted Verbena long enough to seal myself in the ectogenic chamber, altering the facility's log so it appeared that there were only 236 containers.
And the Gaia root kernel?
I told them I could capture Eluthia faster if I had it with me, and they believed me.
Well done. You said you were born on the way to Earth. In an artificial womb, I'm guessing?
The Zeniths had an ectogenic chamber aboard the ship. An updated version of the one you found me in. They must have used a stored sample of Elizabeth's DNA.
I doubt Elizabeth would have let them take her DNA. Do you know how they got it?
That wasn't part of the archive I was allowed to access.
You said you spent years studying in a training interface. Was this archive you mentioned part of that?
But only the parts I was permitted to access. Aristotle and Aspasia, the avatars of the archive, would assign me learning modules and evaluate my progress.
Wait, those names. They were designed to be the virtual guides for the Apollo database, before Ted Faro purged it.
The Zeniths have a copy.
So it still exists. And you got to learn from it.
Only what was deemed pertinent to the mission. If I requested information outside of my parameters, my tutors would deny it.
Apollo, eh? E bine.
Just out of reach. Must have been frustrating. All right, I think that's enough for now. Do you Want to come upstairs, or...
So how long? You know, your plan. How long before Gaius fabricated a machine army to defeat the Zeniths?
How did you know?
Optimal strategy, so?
Well, I still have to get 2 more subordinate functions before Gaia's powerful enough to absorb Hephaestus.
What? You don't have Hephaestus already?
Gaia's still figuring out how to capture it. It's not confined to a single location. Of course not!
You didn't even know who the Zeniths really are.
You were supposed to be further along by now.
Coming here was a mistake. They're gonna find me. They're gonna find this place and take me back. This was all for nothing.
They're not going to find us. Gaia's using Minerva to mask our location.
What difference does it make? You're too far behind. We're never going to beat them. Everything. Everyone. They're gonna die.
Hey. Calm down. You're here now, right? So is there anything you can do to help?
I have certain knowledge sets. And given your state of progress, expertise you probably lack. Geoengineering, of course. Computer science, physics, biology, chemistry.
Okay. Well, see if you can do something with that. Talk to Gaia. I'll check on you later.
How'd it go?
Her injury's not that bad, but I think she regrets coming here. Feeling might be mutual.
I'll come back later and talk to her. See if I can learn anything.
I mean, suntem în spate, dar asta nu înseamnă că o să ne găsească și o să ne omoare. Plus că nu pot să facă nimic, pentru că avem Minerva, avem... Nu mai știu pe care l-am luat, dar l avem și pe ăla. Deci ar trebui să avem mai multe. Plus că n-au nici măcar Gaia kernel, deci... N-ar trebui să meargă nimic.
Welcome back.
Hai.
Aloy, I see we have a new guest. So now we know the origin of the transmission.
Yeah. I also recovered this. The weapon it was part of somehow stripped a Zenith of its shield, but it malfunctioned and blew up. If we can recreate the weapon and improve it, maybe we'll gain the upper hand on the Zeniths.
A moment, I will scan it. Complete. By combining the results with data from your focus, I can infer that the weapon was highly advanced, comparable to Zenith technology, but not how it worked.
Did the explosion corrupt the data?
It was only a catalyst. The moment the weapon malfunctioned, it appears a command executed to purge all data within its core. Ostensibly, this was to prevent the weapon's secrets from falling into enemy hands. Whoever designed this weapon knew how to cover their tracks.
Silence.
Based on your data on him, that is my conclusion as well.
And he's not gonna cooperate with us. Well, it was worth a shot. But that's not all. The Zeniths got Aletheia, along with Artemis and Apollo.
That is unfortunate. However, our original plan remains unchanged. The 2 remaining subordinate functions should increase my heuristic processing density enough to absorb Hephaestus.
Right. One problem at a time. Well, I guess I better get back out there.
I wish you luck on your search.
Right. Thanks, Gaia. So I guess we won't be making use of Cylon's weapon. And now there is another clone of Elizabeth here with us. But I can't let it distract me. I still have 2 more sub-functions to get.
It's a little loud, Aaron.
I know. That makes you want to punch something.
More like someone. You're the one that helped me find it. People make mistakes.
Așa, 22 e mult mai bine. The Sea of Sands, deja ne ducem la... Interesting. Deja ne ducem în deșert, eh?
There are more supplies in the chest. Help yourself.
Ok.
Looks like someone's made this space their own.
I see you found Varl and Zoe's room, Aloy. I believe they wanted private accommodations.
I see.
Deci împreună, eh? I wonder.
Holograms. Gaia, I thought you said the data here was lost.
I was able to repurpose the equipment to store the data you have acquired in your travels.
If you keep frowning that hard, you'll get wrinkles.
I just don't get this last part.
Ok. Okay.
I'd like that.
Let us go then to the Sea of Sands. Și acum că nu mai au o clonă, nu mai pot să ia restul funcțiilor. Deci ar trebui practic să fie GG din ore. Ok.
You! Let me take a look at you.
Fuck off, bitch. Pe bună? Cred că aici este baza lor, undeva pe aici. Cred că o să fie baza lor. Ăsta Sea of Sands aici, undeva pe aici e o fișă. Aici am fost noi de misiunea aia. Interesant. Interesant că nu ăla ai. Ok. Încă mai e ăsta, dar nu știu câte sesiuni, ești nebun? Ok. What the fuck?
Race? They definitely don't sound like rebels. Maybe if I follow their tracks, I can find out where they're headed. I can probably use my focus to follow the tracks those riders left behind.
Whatever you say. Momentan ne ducem la Tolnec și să sperăm că putem să-l facem. Motherfucker, e full. Well done. Ce ziceți? Abia aștept să iau căcatul ăla de funcție care mă face să nu mai fiu atacat. De freaking toți ăștia. Că n-are niciun sens.
Could be from a camp. Maybe I should check it
Uite
out.
tolnecul.
Some kind of house-room camp? How'd they end up out here?
Ok.
Must be
Nici măcar nu
closing
încerc
hours.
să-i fac. Ok. Cum naibii îl fac pe ăsta?
I should take a closer look. This looks like house-room gear. What are we doing here? That doesn't look good. I should check it out. Looks like the Osram used some kind of harpoon to take this machine down. Must have attacked the camp. Maybe my focus can help me figure out why. A harpoon weapon. Fingers. Were they?
Ok.
They were trying to take down my tall neck. So the Osram meant to weigh down that tall neck and strip it for parts. The machines must have caught them in the act. I wish there was a way to climb up and inspect the damage. Unless I take down the tall neck myself and try to repair it on the ground. It wouldn't be pretty, but at least it'll get fixed.
Well, progress demands sacrifice. So, let's see, Tolnec. Prima dată când îi dau vreodată damage unui Tolnec.
I can push through.
Haideți să te vedem, Tolnec, odată. Adi. Ce pasa? Adi. Ia să te vedem. Te-am mai reparat în trecut, l-am reparat pe unul din Frozen Wilds, așa că haidi.
Already attacked. And I need more anchors. The Osram must have set up other ballistics. Okay, find them. There's probably other anchors set up in the area. I need to find them. Use them to take down the tunnel. Hello to you too! Okay then. Looks like machines got to this one too. Ooh. Another ballista. And it's got one of the anchors I need. I'll have to hook an anchor to the weak spots in its armor to weigh it down. I've already used that ballista. I should look for others in the area.
Mai vine nenorocitul ăsta odată. Walao.
One more should weigh down enough. Machines. I need to hurry. I already attached an anchor here. I need to look for more in the area. The cook should know what to do with this. Much better. That weapon still has an anchor. Let's use it.
Naibii cât de departe e. Doamne, trebuie să-l așteptăm pe bune.
I override you, I can figure out what needs fixing. These legs look too difficult to climb. I'll have to find another way.
Hai că n-a fost atât de rău. Așa, acum hai să vedem. Tornado? What the fuck?
Stop looking already.
Dă-i Big Blană. Și iarăși o să fie un oraș și iarăși va trebui să fac ceva. Iarăși ne batem cu...
Find whoever's in charge and take them out. Maybe then the rest will leave.
Iarăși să ne batem cu rebelii lui Silence. Și va trebui să avem încredere în el. Bă, nu este de încredere, dar totuși are tehnologie destul de bună. Și este practic de partea noastră, pentru că nici el nu vrea să moară.
This must be the ruins of Las Vegas.
Deci, până mă,
Poseidon shouldn't be far.
Las Vegas, pe bune asta.
This is where I'd find Poseidon, but the ruins out here are exposed to the
Bă, nu înțeleg de ce mereu ruinele lui Las Vegas sunt în deșert, deși orașul în sine, da, este în deșert, dar totuși nu este atât.
Find a way down through one of these structures.
În fine, pula mea, nu știu. Ce dracu știu eu, nici n-am fost în America vreodată, deci pula mea. Știu că e în deșert, doar că pula mea, nu știu. Exact. Am impresia că e mai mult pe la mare și ar trebui să fie mai așa, știi? La pula mea acum. Dracu să mai ia. Cum naibii trăiesc animalele astea în deșert? Nu înțeleg. Porci și mistreți și de-astea? Interesting. Bit weird indeed. There is something here. This should collapse, I think. What the fuck? Cred că asta ar trebui să se prăbușească cumva. Ah, da.
No more ammo.
Doi. Credeam că o să fie mult mai mult aici, dar în fine. Nu știu de ce te izola aici, dar în fine. Ce, sunt eu un super program și nu știu? Mamă. Deși da, este departe de oameni, nimeni nu ar cam vrea să fie pe aici, deci presupun că da, are o logică acolo ceva. Cred că ar trebui să meargă încolo, dar nu sunt sigur. Stai un pic să văd aici în jos ce este. Nimic, am înțeles. Atunci haide. Unde naibii să fie o deschizătură pe aici? Deci nu este încoace, este în partea opusă. Undeva. Undeva... Dar nu se vede nimic așa interesant pe aici. Aș vrea coordonate mai exacte data viitoare, Gaia. Să nu stau să mă uit efectiv de-a lungul unui oraș. Campfire discovered. Ok.
You look edible. Once you're cooked.
Ce tot cu cooked, mă? Faci cactus. Pe pâine? Pe ce naibii faci? Nu știu coi.
Water's pouring out of that building.
Da, pare a fi singura asta.
Better check it out.
Dar are sens.
What's been through here? Camping gear.
What the fuck?
I almost had him. I was so close. To drowning, maybe. Not to the embers. Moreland, it's over. Well, not for me, it's not. Then you're going to die. Alone. Because we're not sticking around to fish out the corpse. We're through.
So the visionary's fate hung in the balance. Would he choose life or succumb to deadly delusion?
Hello. So, there's an ancient city under the sand, but it's flooded.
Suddenly a Norse spear maiden appeared.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're not typical Delvers. That's for sure. What's this?
I call it a diving bubble. This is the Mark 1. The Mark 2 was better, but it got stuck halfway down. Air tube snagged.
You went down in that.
Yeah, I hardly expect a layperson to understand.
Because that's pretty smart.
I'm sorry. May I remind you, you got stuck inside and nearly drowned.
It'd have to be portable, though. Machine kneecap, maybe?
Well, you'd need a filter.
Synthetic membrane would do it. With a hose to a
Compressed air capsule. Hammer and tongs.
What is this? What is happening here? What? Get over here. She's a stranger.
You got a name?
Aloy.
Moreland. Not a stranger anymore.
You're a damn fool.
Come on. I got the original schematics over here.
Oh,
Ok, hai să-l facem. În sfârșit vom putea să da dive foarte adânc. Nu că aș face multe misiuni secundare, dar în fine.
Partner?
Don't mind him.
what's so important down there that you'd risk your life?
Well...
Moreland, I'm not interested in salvage, okay? Whatever you find below is yours.
Well, all right. Then what if I told you we were delving for the most spectacular treasures ever scribed by man or maid?
I'd say get to the point.
No nonsense. I like it. Behold, an ember.
Looks like a piece of junk.
Well, now, yes, but with a proper spark. These magnificent creations of the old ones paint mesmerizing pictures in the air, and the ruins below us are full of them. A feast for the eyes beyond description. Just as my old Gramps promised me.
So these embers project images?
Paintings of light. It's amazing stuff. This one showed the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, beckoning all to a buffet of lobster and succulent beefs. I must have watched it about 100 times as a child in my old Gramps' workshop.
What happened to it?
Over time, they die out. I cried the day that this one's light faltered. But there are many more below, as you'll see if you get down there like I did and my old Gramps before me.
How did your grandfather discover these embers?
He was here 40-odd years ago. He was one of the first to lead a delving party into the West. He discovered the ancient city around us, plumbed the depths of this very structure. He found the hollow underneath and the glowing embers all about. Took as many as he could and brought them home. He always wanted to come back and get more, but, well, he never scraped up the shards. What he really wanted to do was use the embers to put on a show. One unlike the world has ever seen.
Sounds like quite a guy.
He was a true delver and a true showman. And I miss him. But I will do him proud. I will gather the embers and put on a spectacle that would have amazed even him. With your help, of course.
So what exactly happened down there?
It was a delve like no other. A chance to follow in my old Gramps' footsteps. Beneath this structure here is an enormous hollow.
By the way, cum a ajuns bunica tu acolo jos, dacă nici tu nu poți să ajungi?
Here to ensure easy egress and exit. It's quite a contraption actually, and not so easy to...
Right. Again. What happened?
At the bottom, we beheld the treasure my Gramps first discovered. Painted images in the air of every description. Dancing women, games and coins and promises of jackpots. I don't know what that is. It's gotta be good.
Da.
But then, something went wrong. The images turned nautical. Waves went through them, even fish. It was like a strange underwater dream.
Poseidon's dream.
Yes. Well, suddenly there was this terrible rushing sound, and then an explosion of water erupted from the floor.
So water just shot up from the floor and filled the place up?
It was a raging flood unlike anything I've seen. We ran like forge fire and barely made it up the elevator as a wave just crashed beneath us. Shaken, but not stirred. I built the diving bubbles Mark 1 and Mark 2.
Deci nu era mereu
Tried to
așa, am
descend
înțeles.
each, but I nearly drowned both times. Abaddon's beside himself. He thinks I'm insane. But I can't give up now. I've come too far. And the embers are just barely within my reach.
Well, maybe I can help.
Yeah. Maybe you can.
You guys don't seem like average delvers.
We're not really delvers at all. We're showmen.
Like, performers?
You're Nora, and thus unfamiliar with the arts. We stage spectacles all around the claim. Stemmer tells stories, which I augment.
Am auzit de
with all
concerte
manner of
de-astea, dar nu mi se
sounds,
pare wow
fireworks, and
că
Abaddon,
faci
he,
de-astea
well,
vizuale decât...
he handles the money, which amounts to about the same thing. When we delve, it's to find gear for my theatrics. Which makes this delve the most important one of all.
How deep is it? Can't I just swim down?
Only if you have gills. You can stack 50 kegs in that shaft.
Leave it to the Oseram to measure something in kegs.
Talking liquid depths. I'd say it's apt.
Apt or not, sounds too deep to hold my breath.
Hence, our new invention.
I'd better get after those parts.
There's a fully intact compressed air capsule in the Mark II, but like I said, it's stuck in the shaft.
If you made it back up alive, I should be able to swim down that far.
Right. As for the other parts, Stemmer scouted a herd due south of here that should have what we need.
I'm on it.
Great. I'll come back when you get the gear. Good hunting.
Bine, dar sper că v-a plăcut episodul. Dacă de-a să dați like, comment și subscribe și până data viitoare v-am salutat. Ceau, bă! Pa!